people when we make music. You know what I mean? And it's just like it takes a village, bro. Like if you got a dream and the dream can only be like it can be accomplished with you alone and not other help, it's not a good enough dream. You gotta need people with you to make something happen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like Nowhere, the album I dropped, that shit was just me. I did everything on it, but I still got people with me supporting me around me who like, you know, they're not credited, but like their energy was part of it. You know what I mean?
Who would you say are your biggest supporters right now?
My parents, which is cool, because they used to not be fucking with the raps, because there's a whole history. We used to be on some, I was on some fuck shit, and I was like, you know what teenagers are. Rebellious. Yeah, and but they like it now. But I would say, you know, my crew, I'm in a lot of different music groups. So CC, the Collective Conscious, that's what that stands for. That's me, my twin Mick, Pickles, who I mentioned, and then Cruz Bell, who's he's gonna be on the next project I'm dropping. But beyond that, Nico, he'll be supporting me. I got a little shawty I'm talking to right now, who'll be supporting me. And just like, you know, just I got a lot of homies. I keep the circle tight, but I definitely got like a lot of homies. I got a village for sure.
You say you got a girl that supports you. Do you always have a girl on your side? Is that type of person you were growing up, or were you more to yourself?
More to myself for sure. I'm a very like, I tend to be more extroverted than most people in my family, but I definitely need my time alone to recharge, especially after like a relationship. Like Nowhere, that came from me and this girl was talking. I'm not gonna go into it because there's no sneak dish shit, but it just didn't play out how I thought. And then, you know, I got depressed, got sad, because that's what happens when these things, when you have an expectation, doesn't get met. And, you know, I never really needed something more, because I think that people trying to complete themselves through someone else. That don't make sense. That's backwards. Because like, you gotta complete yourself before you can love someone, I think. And that's just my opinion. And like I know I've had friends who like they break up with someone, the next day they fucking on someone else, and it's like there's no reflection there. You're just trying to like escape,
fill the void,
right? And yeah, I mean I'm blessed now that I got someone with me, but you know it's always gonna be me having me at the end of the day, because that's at the end of the day when you go to bed, like it's just you and your thoughts. That's all you got. Like, I mean you obviously gotta have trust and you gotta have love in your life, but like sometimes it comes in ways you don't expect. I didn't expect this to happen how it's happening. You know what I mean? But it's just manifestation, really, at that point, you know. Putting into the universe what you want. You want a partner, all right, and you get patient. You know, you plant the seed for the rose. You don't watch it grow. You let it grow, then you come back. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's my perspective.
So what about shows? Have you done many shows so far?
Just the one, the open mic. Okay. I mean, I rapped in front of my class one time, you know? But like, yeah, and for me, that was a big thing, like, because I had really bad anxiety, like, honestly. And like for me, that was usually when I get up, my hands be all shaking, be all sweaty. I was confident, and it felt right. I mean, granted, I took like a sip before I went up, but still, like it was good, and it made me feel really good about my ability to do showsmanship and, you know, being an entertainer. This is the business of entertaining. So, you know.
So when did you realize you wanted to be an entertainer?
I mean, I've always had a dream that was like when I did parkour back in the day, that was me trying to entertain through the art of moving your body and, you know, and jumping and flipping shit. But like, I guess like seriously, like probably like halfway through high school, because it got pretty serious. Like, I mean, it's always, I don't take myself too seriously, because shit's always a joke. But like, I take the music seriously, like the craft, you know? And I realized at one point that like, there was actually kind of potential there. Because like a lot of dudes rap and make music, and it's like it's whatever. But I mean I feel like we really got something special, and it's not even just me. Like my whole crew, like my twin brother's dropping an album next week that I mixed. We got hella music on the way. Me and Nico got a beat tape, and I got him rapping now. He didn't want me to mention that probably, but yeah, I got him rapping now. Mm-hmm. And it's just like I think for me it was kind of realizing that I do have something to say, and I should like say that, because I'd rather look back and say that I tried instead of like I was a bitch and I didn't try, and then I have the regret. Because what's the worst that's gonna happen? Like I don't know, it doesn't take off. All right, cool. At least I tried. You know what I mean? And it's not even, for me, it's not really even about like taking off. Like, because I haven't had a following. Like really, like you saw, there's not much views on the album. Like it's respectable, but it's not.
I was gonna say it's respectable for just like you said, getting your foot into the door.
Yeah. I'm still grateful, but it's definitely not where it should be. You know what I mean?
No, the quality of the work is definitely of ones that are in between 180K views type worth is what I would say.
Hey, I appreciate that for real.
Honestly. But that's why I think it got pushed to the thousands of views that it did get when you put it out.
On the YouTube?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, real recognize real. And I mean, look, at this point, like, I've learned to not need the validation of like views. Cause it's like, you know, when you drop like a post on Instagram, you seen who liked it or whatnot. It's like, sometimes you gotta just step back and realize that like, it should be art. Like, this is rap. This is like a art. Like, it should be more about the art form than it is. Like Van Gogh, like, we're looking at his paintings, not his personal life. You know what I mean? It's more about the art. Separate that from the artist. Like, I mean, it's always gonna be intertwined. But that's why I respect someone like, you know, MF Doom, right?
No, I do not.
Oh, I gotta put you on. Okay, I gotta put you on. He classic rapper from the early 2000s, really. Like, he used to wear a mask. Never showed his face, really. I mean, there's photos, but he wore a mask, you know, because it wasn't about you know, Daniel Dumoulin. It was about MF Doom. And I think for me, like, obviously, if my name being my artist name, I want to have that connection. And with me showing my family footage in the video, like, I want people to see my life. You know, I show them my shit, open up, be vulnerable, you know. And I want to, like, have that level of transparency, I suppose. But I do take my privacy, like, seriously, like, on social media.
How do you set that boundary in between of what not to give and what to give?
I mean, even sometimes I feel a little weird talking about things like alcoholism and things that are in my family on the record. And, like, sometimes I don't feel like it's my place to. Because it's like innocent people, or not even innocent, I guess just like people in your life sometimes don't deserve to be put on the stage because you want to be up there. But like, that for me is kind of like the boundary just comes from when, like, I always, if I'm going to put it on a record, I have to have talked about someone with it first. Because that's just, as a man, you have to like clear the air.
Right.
You know what I mean? But beyond that, like, that's kind of where I was telling you earlier, I said I almost like producing more than writing. Like, a fucking beat has no agenda. Like, a beat's just a beat. You know what I mean? Maybe it goes a certain vibe or whatnot, but like, the beat's not telling you to like, no politics, no like,
right,
nothing.
It's not telling you the words that you
canvas,
feel.
Right? And you paint on it. I like that shit. And like, you know, I got my journal right here. This is this is a new journal my twin got me. Put this with a camera. That's what I'll be writing in. You want to see this real quick?
Hell yeah.
And yeah, like.
No, I was trying to show the camera.
Oh, word. Sorry, go for it. I'm off the goop. Yeah, I'm not sure if the gem's real, but placebo effect. But yeah, like, that's why for me, like, I love making beats so much, bro. Because like, out of nowhere, it came from like, I was like, I need to make some weird beats. Like, and this, some of the samples on there are pretty weird. Like, track 2, Affirmation. I'm not sure if you know that cut, but track 2, that's like an African like soul, like, it was like almost like a folk song, like a chant or something. And I flipped it into what I flipped it into. And that to me is like, bro. That's the thing about beats and writing music that I love so much, is that I set myself up to never be bored ever again. Because there's always a beat to make, there's always a sample to flip, there's always a bar to write, you know what I mean? And like, when it comes down to it, the only limit's your own creativity at the end of the day.
Hell yeah.
That's the only limit, really.
So then, let's say you start to make a little bit of money off music. When is your satisfied to where you're like, okay, I can do this continuously at this level, that you'll be like, I don't have to worry about anything else?
When I can make sure everyone in my life is good and not working and tripping. But I mean, beyond responsibility like that, like, I don't do this for money. I mean, it'd be nice. Obviously, I don't want to be broke. And it'd be nice to live off the craft.
Right.
But like, when it comes down to it, really, your happiness is just like what you need to be satisfied compared to your desire. So if you don't need much to be satisfied and you don't desire much, you're gonna be happy regardless. So right now, like, everything I need is with me right now. Like, everything I have that happens from this point on is a cherry on top, to be honest. And even with this album I dropped, like, Nowhere, like, that shit is, to me, like, it's my firstborn child, bro. Like, that shit is like I'm so happy with that album that I can never drop anything again and it'd be that. Like, some Lauryn Hill shit, she dropped that album and dipped. You know what I mean? Like, it could be like that, but I'm gonna keep making shit. I already got shit coming out soon, but yeah.
Okay, bet. Are you on all platforms?
I'm on streaming. Yeah.
Okay, bet, man. I want to thank you for coming out here. This is Murphy, and this is Airway to Shed.
Hey, much love, man. Peace. Hey, yo, that was good, bro. That was good.